ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for another episode. Let me bring it on down. Welcome back for another episode. I am your host, Unique with Manigault, actress, model, poet, CEO of Black Girl Beauty Performing Arts School, and we are here for another episode of Chitter Chatter. Tonight it is season 6, episode 57. Ladies and gentlemen, I have made it to 57 episodes, and I am so thankful and I am so happy that we have made it here tonight. We are speaking about post-secondary options. What do you do after high school? Or if you just so happen to have already waited for high school, what are you doing now when you go back to school? The things that you need to know, the opportunities. And I'm going to let you guys know right now before we get started. I'm giving y'all the real tea about entering into college. I'm letting you know the do's and don'ts. I'm telling you a little secret. I'm going to let you in on explicit details that I learned as a freshman in college, and also being a super senior in college, because I was a super senior. I was one of them. Took me 6 years to graduate. Oh, well, I got my diploma. However, ladies and gentlemen, we are speaking about it tonight because we don't talk about it enough. So we're going to jump right into it. It is season 6, episode 57. Ladies and gentlemen, and you know I'm going to give you some time to go ahead and come on in. And we will be right back after this. You know what time it is. It is Chitter Chatter time. You know it. You know it. You Chitter Chatter time. See you at 8. You know what time it is. It is Chitter Chatter time. You know it. You know it. You. Chitter Chatter time. See you at 8. You know what time it is. It is Chitter Chatter time. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Season 6, episode 57. Chitter Chatter. Again, I am your host, Unique with Manigault. And you know what we got to do first, ladies and gentlemen. We going to mix our drink. I got almost everything tonight. I'm doing martinis again. So here we are again. Tonight, OG, I'm doing the strawberry lemongrass Grey Goose vodka. We're doing Grey Goose martinis tonight, ladies and gentlemen. And I got this particular vodka because Grey Goose is the very first alcohol, very first liquor I ever tasted. I went to Detroit to visit my best friend after graduation. 19 years old. Shout out to Jasmine. She's in town, by the way. I told myself I needed a dose of best friend, and I didn't want to bother her because it's been a long week for me. So I needed a dose of best friend. I called myself going to the liquor store to get our OG, because this is what I started on, and what she started on is what I started on. And then she in town today. That's so look at God. He know what I needed. However, ladies and gentlemen, when I went to Detroit, back then, I don't know what it is now. Back then, the legal age to buy alcohol was 19. Here in Georgia, it was 21 still. But in Detroit, when I was 19, it was 19. And I was the only 19-year-old. So we went to the liquor store, and Grey Goose is what we got. It wasn't this Grey Goose, but it was Grey Goose. And I'm going to tell you, we had a great night. Still got the pictures. I wish she'd delete them. So like I told you, if you watched last week, then you seen my martini mixture. And it was bomb. This is the best martini. It was the best martini I ever made. Now we're going to do it with strawberry. So I'm going to do 6 ounces of the Grey Goose. Hold on, I done spilled some. I probably ain't going to drink all that tonight. But then I probably will. All right, 6 ounces. Bottle sweating. My laptop can't hit it. So 6 ounces of the Grey Goose. And then we do 3 ounces 3 ounces, 2 ounces of the simple syrup. I knew something was off. 2 ounces of the simple syrup. Simple syrup, ladies and gentlemen. 2 ounces. So I done took that up to 8. And then fresh lemon juice. Well, it ain't fresh, but this is fresh. Okay. We're going to do 1 ounce of the lemon juice. And boom. And then, like I told you, you add your ice in last. Because your ice will mess up your measurements. Get the ice up in there. We're going to have a good night tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We are speaking about post-secondary options because you need to know what to do when you get to college. There are a lot of things about college that are not the same as high school, such as classes. You know, what they don't tell you, and I'm saying this to all my students, even adults, going into college and you're picking your classes, those 8 a.m. in college is not the same as 8 a.m. in high school. I'm going to tell you that. Don't get to thinking, oh, you know, I've been getting up at 8 o'clock since I was 5. Yeah, but when you get to college, that 8 a.m. hit a little different. If you don't know, you better ask somebody who do. I'm telling you, that 8 a.m. Ooh, I meant to add, hold on, wait. I got some strawberries tonight, too. So I'm going to add that little flavor up in there. Because we're doing strawberry martinis tonight. I wish I don't want the little bottom part in there. I meant to bring some a knife so I can cut that off, but it's fine. Put that in there. Get a knife for yourself if you feel some type of way about that. Ain't nobody drinking this but me. Put that in there. So, and let me remix that up. But yeah, like I was saying, 8 a.m. in college is not the same as 8 a.m. in high school. If you a morning person, even if you're not a morning person, listen, 8 a.m. in college ain't the same, honey. After a long night of whatever, studying, partying, whatever. Look, depressing. College is different. Things happen in college you don't expect to happen. Martini glass. Drop some more strawberries up in this one. Because those, depending on how this drink goes, if I get those out of there, you got to let them sit. Strawberry ain't look, it ain't look strawberry-ish. Put them in there. But get y'all, I forgot the knife, but you know, I still got to chop that up. Lala, you know, listen, you was the one with them 8 o'clock, child. I actually had an advisor that kind of knew I wasn't with it, and he gave me 9 a.m. classes. So I ain't gonna fill that all the way up to the top. Ooh, look, I got some left over. Them strawberries gonna be strawberrying tonight. So, ladies and gentlemen, martini. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna toast on in. Ooh, wee. That is good. And I'm gonna tell you, freshman year in college, I didn't drink. I ain't do the other thing that I ain't doing no more now either. And I'm gonna still tell you, those 8 a.m. courses were not the same. When you get to college and you start getting, because the thing about high school and the difference between high school and college is there is nobody, and this is for adults too. There is nobody in college when you go off, if you go off, there is no one there to wake you up at 8 o'clock to get up for class. There is no mom. There is no obligation. If you don't go to class, you missing out. If you don't go to whatever lecture you had going on, that's your grade in the wins. And all you gonna have to do is explain it at the end of the semester. But then, and once you fall behind, it's hard to catch up. You heard me tell you I was a super senior. Because listen, this is all the stuff I didn't do. that I wish I did do my freshman year. So I'm sharing my wisdom with you. Don't do what I did. Be better. Be like Lon. If y'all knew us, be like her. She went to class. We would be out all night having fun, and I would sleep in, and she would go to class. And she did her work weeks in advance. And I would be like, that paper ain't due for a month. What are you doing? And she would be done with it by the end of the week. And then when it was due, I was finishing it up, and she was already done. Be like that. If I could go back and be like that, I would be. The hardest things to do in college, ladies and gentlemen, the easiest thing, the most important things to do, I'll say that. And it sounds easy, but they are the hardest things to do. Get up, go to all your classes, and do all your work. Sound real cliche, sound real easy. Go to all your classes, do all your work. As simple as that sounds, baby, that's the hardest thing to do. It is. You know, you might be like, oh, I can miss a class over here and there. I can miss an assignment here and there. Yeah, you can. But the thing about college that we don't have the conversation and have is there are going to be days where you may not be able to. Life is still going to be lifing while you're in college. And when you're away from home, when you're not around your parents, when you're not around your family, when you're not around people that push you and people that hold you, people that you're obligated to, you know, you can't be falling off, slipping with your grades, because you know people are checking them. You got people sending report cards home, you got people checking in on you. And this is even for adults going back to school, because it's a different weight on your shoulders. Like, there is nobody making sure that your grades are good. There is nobody making sure that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. There's nobody making sure that you're going to class on time and your GPA is what it is. You have to do all that on your own. And if you're not disciplined, which I was not, you might fall behind easily if you're not prepared. That's why we're having this conversation, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to take one sip of that, because I just want to take a look. I'm going to tell you, freshman year, I was at one like, don't give me no drink. Move out of here. No. I throw them back now. Ladies and gentlemen, when you are, the reason why this topic even came about, because I had a conversation with a plethora of young ladies that were seniors in high school. Like, you know, what are your plans for after college? High school. What are your plans for after graduation? What do you plan on doing? And they literally had no idea. That was the first time anybody had ever asked them that. So I began planting the seeds in their head of what they could do. You know, you could go to college, you can go to trade school, you can go into the military, you could get a job. There are so many things you can do after high school, but you need to put that on your mind. You don't want to just graduate and then once you graduate, then figure it out. No, begin the steps before graduation. And college ain't for everybody. I'm not saying that you need to go to college. I would advise it, because one thing about it, I advise college for all graduating high school students, because what they don't tell you is, and this is something that was told to me, but I was going anyway. But what was told to me, and it was something I never even thought about, college is the only place you will go after high school where everybody is around about your same age, but you have the freedom to live and grow and make mistakes. When you let's just say you graduate and you go straight to work. You might be working with a 65-year-old. You might be working with a 45. Your best friend at work, I'm telling you right now, your best friend at work when you get to working is going to be the old people. If the young people are your best friends at work, baby, you're going to get fired real quick. Because young kids, young people, unless they're disciplined and different, or they got something they're working for, or they got somebody to feed back at home, those are the worst friends to make at work. Because they're just there. They're young. They have their whole life ahead of them, and they just need some money right now. And 9 times out of 10, they haven't lost too many jobs. So getting another one is not a big deal. A lot of young people have that on their mind. I'll get another job. But Gladys, 65-year-old Gladys, baby, she in it for the long run. She got all the wisdom. She's going to inspire you. She's going to educate you. Or Ricky. I'm going to say Ricky for the men. I don't know where Ricky came from, but Ricky and Gladys. Those are the old people that work. Those are going to be your best friends. In college, everyone is around your same age. They're on the same journey that you're on. They're about to embark on the same situations. And the thing that you need to do when you're beginning those post-secondary options, navigate toward the students that are doing the right things. And I don't want to say anything about any type of crowds, but we all know the crowds of students that are not going to be in school long. And what you need to do before you decide where you want to go, don't just go to anywhere. Look into your schools, look into the neighborhoods, look into the communities, look into the extracurricular activities that go with that school. If you have no idea what school you want to go to, pick a city you want to live in. 9 times out of 10, not 9 times out of 10, 10 times out of 10, there is a school in whatever city you're looking to go to. And if you're from a town where you don't really know a lot of people and they don't really talk about college, because a lot of us are first generation. I was first generation college. So there are a lot of things I didn't know. And then listen, I was a fun kid. So going to college was just something I knew I had to do because mama wasn't going for nothing else. I had to go to school. But it wasn't something that I researched. I knew where I was going, and what sold me on the college that I originally went to was the cafeteria, for sure. Because I really wanted to go to Spelman. I went on my campus tour, found out that they couldn't have refrigerators in their room. Big no for me. Got to have a fridge. I got to be able to wake up in the middle of the night and get a cold something. Got to have a refrigerator. There were a lot of things, but I was still gonna go. The all girls thing was take one sip to that because I wasn't with that either. I did my thing with that. However, it was a great prestigious school, HBCU. Woo shout out to Spelman, and I still wanted to go. Then I went on a tour about Austin, and child, and I don't know if it was fried chicken Wednesday, but I know they had fried chicken when we came for orientation. Fried chicken, green beans, corn, and rice. Still remember the meal. I came in there, looked around the cafeteria, and I was sold. Ladies and gentlemen, whatever sells you, let that be what sells you. Go to these schools and visit. Go to these communities and visit. See what's in the neighborhood. See what the school offers. When you're picking your majors, ladies and gentlemen, these are all things that you should be thinking about prior to school. It's okay to be in school thinking about it. Don't think that you're behind or that you're late. But these are things that you should put in your mind before school so that you know you've made the right decision. Because I ended up transferring. And that was because I didn't have this conversation with myself. And I didn't put the thought into this. And I didn't do the background work. So when I got to Valdosta, sold on the cafeteria, I realized I needed to be in a better position for my major. I needed to be in a better position for my business. And I wanted to go to HBCU. The cafeteria made me forget all about that. And then I transferred to Clark. However, prior to Clark, the cafeteria, let me tell you that about Austin cafeteria, baby. I would literally sit in Palms, is what it was called. I don't know if it's still called Palms. I would sit in Palms with my friends for hours and hours just eating because it was all I had unlimited my freshman year. I'd advise all freshmen to get unlimited, at least for the first semester, because one thing that we don't speak about enough, college broke is way different than home with your mom broke, because the convenience of being able to just walk in the other room, hey mom, can I get this, that, and that, it's a little different in college. First of all, they expect a little better of you. And having to call home for that cash, you got to explain what you need it for. You got to explain what you did with the money they already gave you. And you really kind of got to like tell your business. And you know, you grown. When we become 18, we don't want to listen to nobody. We don't want to tell nobody what we got going on, which is another mistake that we make. However, I'm not going to preach to you on that because we all go through it. We all do it. And that's just a part of life. But these are conversations that need to be had because these are things and roadblocks that you're gonna come across on the journey. This part of the conversation is mainly for graduating seniors going to college. These are things you need to put into your mind and think about. You're gonna need to eat. You're gonna need to get around. That's why I told you, That's why I told you to investigate, research the community in which you decide to go, whether you're going to trade school, whether you're moving to another city to get a job, whether you're going into the military. Look into the city and the atmosphere that you're going to be in. See what's around. Some people can't survive in a city with nothing. Some people don't want to be somewhere where there are no malls, where there are no people of your, there are no people like you. See, I grew up in Atlanta. It's a lot of us. It's a lot of Black excellence. It's a lot of, I almost said the wrong word. It's a lot of us here. But then you move to a city like Valdosta, and it's a what they call it, a PWI, predominantly white institution. That's what it's called, a PWI. It's and that was foreign to me but majority of the world is like that. So when you're used to one thing, you have to be aware that you're going into a community where what you're used to is not the same. And in Atlanta, we got the best malls, the best parties, the best everything. You're coming to a town where that's not it. So you want to know so that you can prepare for that. Because, and I'm saying this because it might sound petty to y'all listening in, but these are things that affect you when you're in school. When you're tired of the work, because the work is not, college is not easy. I don't know if they tell you that in high school. Well, I'm sure they do. But college isn't easy. It's not a walk in the park. It's not hard if you put the work into it, but it's not easy. You will get frustrated. There will be days where things don't go your way. There is going to be no one to come and save you. You have to save yourself. Mom can't call up to the university and talk to your professors because you didn't do your work. No, you're going to fail. I was in school with friends that had like a 0.2 GPA. How? I have no idea. Why? Don't have any idea. What were you doing? Did you just go to class and write your name? But it happens. When you are that student, embarrassment takes its toll as well. You don't want to tell your friends, hey, I got a 0.2. You don't want to say that. But then those are things that you're going to be dealing with when you go to school. So don't be that student. That's why I said the most important things to do in college to keep you afloat are the hardest. Go to class, all your classes, don't miss a class, and do all your work. There will be things that may happen that will prevent you from going to class. I'm going to tell you, my freshman year in college, right around the time where I was already shaky, I already done missed a few classes, I missed a few assignments, having fun. My granddaddy passed away. And unexpected for me, completely. I mean, I was in the cab as I think about it. I was in Hopper. It was another cab we had. Like I told you, I lived in there practically. But I was in there chilling, kicking it with my friends, and boom, I got a text message. Granddaddy just passed. It devastated me. Really took me completely off my rocker. I will say I was on a good little way. I was carrying the weight load pretty well when that happened. And then that happened, and I almost didn't even want to do school no more. I was just coming because I knew, because before I came, he told me don't make him shame. So I was there to make him proud and to make my family proud. And I was putting in that work for that. And then he passed away. So when I came back, my attitude was different. My energy was different. I didn't have the same work ethic that I had. And I'm only sharing this with you because things, I pray that is anything like that doesn't happen to you guys. However, things do happen when you're off in school by yourself. And this, if you're in college, this may be the first time that you're in an atmosphere alone, because your siblings aren't there unless you have a twin. But London had a twin. Her twin wasn't there. You still may be by yourself. You're an adult. It's on you. And then you still got to go to class and you still got to do your work. And you may get time off to deal with whatever you're dealing with, but you still got to make up those classes. You still got to make that GPA. And there are going to be other things going on. There are sororities, there are fraternities, there are sports. There are a lot of things that are going to be going on in school that you're going to want to keep up with. Academics need to come first. Getting scholarships, having your FAFSA, that helps you maintain, because being financially stable in college and in trade school and anywhere in life, even as an adult, really does change things. Let's take a sip of that. People struggle differently when they're financially stable. You go through emotional waves and you go through depressions and you go through things, but they're a little different when you have finances and things to keep you afloat. And ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we're going to go ahead and we're going to take a break. We'll be right back after this. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. This is season 6, episode 57 of Chitter Chatter. And we are speaking about post-secondary options, ladies and gentlemen. When you're going to college, the do's and don'ts, opportunities, and things you need to know when you're going. That commercial you just watched, ladies and gentlemen, and Instagram, you didn't watch it, but however, I'm going to tell you about it. That was our master braid class. Miss Amanda and I, Black Girl Beauty Coach Amanda Manigault and I, host a master learn how to braid class. It teaches you how to braid, all the steps of braiding. This here, see, I did my hair myself. This was all me. Now, see, when I did these, I took my time. If you watched it on my story, don't count the time, because I definitely took like 50 million breaks. However, in our braid masterclass, we teach you how to do straight back. We teach you the basics, because some people don't know the basics. We teach you how to do individuals, to cornrows, to singlees, to soft locks. Everything that you need to know about learning how to braid, ladies and gentlemen, we teach you. Register for our Learn How to Braid course, male and female, because men need to learn how to braid as well. You may have a daughter. You may want to just braid. It is a lucrative skill to have. That was another thing I was getting ready to tell you. That's why I went ahead and played that commercial, ladies and gentlemen. When you are in college, trade school, even when you have a job, in 2022, having a trade is an awesome thing. You always have a way to make money. That's an extra hustle, ladies and gentlemen. You can go, listen, I have a few little clients. When I say little, because they're kids. I have a few clients whose hair I do consistently and have been doing, and that extra cash comes in handy. That extra cash, let me tell you, that extra cash is exactly what I needed to be when I needed to be it. And and even in times when I didn't necessarily need, you can never not need no money. I don't want to say it like that, but I wasn't in dire need. And even in those times, I continue to do that, because you never know when a rainy day is going to come. When you're off in school and you're off by yourself in the military, wherever you are, anything you decide to do after high school, wherever you are, having a trade or having a skill that can always make you money is so amazing. You never be broke. You'll always have money in your pocket. You'll always have something to do. Like COVID. When COVID hit, a lot of us were incapable of working. A lot of us couldn't go out and get a job because we couldn't leave the house. But if you had a skill that you were able to master, you would still be able to make money. You would still be able to maneuver around, even when times of coming back to work came. That's why having a skill is very important, especially in college, ladies and gentlemen. Having something that you can do. I was braiding. I was doing locks. Them the only two. But if I had not had that skill, it would have been a lot harder on me. Like I said, having finances in college is very important. This is why I advise the unlimited meal plan when you first go, because you need to figure out your appetite on your own, because buying food every day around the way is not going to be the move when you off by yourself. Everything is different when you're on your own. College teaches you these things. When you're in college, toilet paper matters, because at home you get the good toilet paper, or mom gets the good toilet paper. When you're in college, you get the toilet paper that's provided. You might get the cheapest toilet paper. We majority of the time we had the cheapest toilet paper. Well, I didn't start getting the good soft toilet paper until I was grown, and it really mattered. You just needed something to handle your business with when you were in school. That is why I'm saying, if you had a little hustle going on, things would be different. When you're off on your own, you're paying for everything. Mom may come in town once a month. My mom came in town every few months and, stock me up. But everybody doesn't have that. If you don't happen to have that, you have to make it on your own. That's why looking and researching your schools, the community, and everything. If you don't have reliable transportation, you need to know how far it's going to take you to get everywhere you need to go. When you come to the school, before you go to any school, I would advise you to do a tour. I would advise you to talk to some students on campus. Don't be afraid to talk to students. Don't be afraid to get to know whatever community or school that you're going to, because it's important information. You need to know what teachers that will be beneficial to your college career. You need to know what teachers will be detrimental to your college career, because a lot of us, when we go into school, we pick our courses, and the teacher We don't even think about that. We don't even think about who's teaching the course. We're just looking at the classes. I want this class. I want this class. I need this class. No, you need to investigate the professor, because a professor can change the whole vibe of a class. If you don't know, you better ask somebody. The wrong professor on the right topic can make you hate it. I'm going to tell you right now, I still don't like statistics, and I love math. Let's take one sip to that. And it's not that my statistics teacher was bad. See, because I was good at math, when I got to college, when I took the little test before college, I scored really high. So I was in high math classes. My statistics teacher turned me off because the class was not necessarily hard, but he was a good teacher, but he wasn't a great helper. I'll say that. He taught the subject pretty well. But the minute you got confused or lost, his energy and dedication to help, like some teachers feel obligated to help you understand wherever you're lost at. He wasn't one of them teachers. He was one of those teachers that felt like you should get it because this is an advanced course and we're advanced and you're advanced, so you should get it. And that was it. And that's how he taught that class. And he would help you by giving you another example. And I'm telling you, if you didn't understand the first example, then the second example ain't nothing but a repeat. That is why investigating your professors, getting to know your campuses is very important. Sometimes we want to go to a college or a school because it's the name. You need to know if that school is right for you. When you were picking your majors, ladies and gentlemen, this is a conversation I just had earlier. Some of us don't even think about what major we're picking. A lot of us want to be lawyers. A lot of us want to be doctors. A lot of us want those prestigious positions. So we go to school and we pick majors that we feel like will be good for that. Psychology, I don't know, because I was a theater major. But any of those majors that you pick those and you go into the school and you start studying those courses without even considering what job you could possibly want when you get out of college. Go to college. Some of us go to school for psychology. Okay, so what are you going to do with that degree? I'm going to be a psychologist. Well, what kind of psychologist are you going to be? These are questions that you need to ask. These are things that you need to put into perspective. These are ideas that you need to have in your head. And I'm not saying this to scare you off from college. I'm telling you this to ease the journey. Because once you answer all these questions, going to school is pretty much easy. When you know what you want and you know what you're there for and you know what you need to do, the journey is already majority of the way complete. When you have your finances in order, you have your meal plan, you have your room and board, you have all of that stacked together, that makes the job and the journey easier to maintain because you know that you know where your path is going. So when obstacles come, so like if I would have had all these questions answered when life and tragedy hit me, it wouldn't have hit me so hard. See, coming back to school after dealing with the death of my granddad was a little difficult because I had them questions. I don't even know what I'm going to do with this when I get done. I don't even know what I'm here for. I don't even know why I'm going to these classes. But if you already have those questions answered, you kind of do, I'm going to go ahead and finish because this is what I want to be. And this is what I already know. I only need this course and that course and this course. And I already got it in plan. But when you're still figuring it out and life starts hitting you, depression starts hitting you, friends start to surpass you. Not to say that you're jealous of your friends, but no one wants to be left behind. That's why a lot of us drop out. No one wants to be left behind. When you get so far behind, you decide it's no longer even worth it. Let's take one sip to not letting that happen, ladies and gentlemen. Don't allow being caught behind. Life's still gonna be like, my best friend is tuning in. Hey, Jasmine. Ladies and gentlemen, don't let things happen, catch you by surprise, because they're gonna happen. And college is different than being in high school. There is no, you still got mom and dad, but they're back home. And most of us, when we get grown, you don't want to call mom and dad for everything. You don't want to have a story. You want to come home with good news. When you go home for Thanksgiving, because Thanksgiving is the first break in college, the first time you come home. And I'm telling you, that first break home is going to make you want to come back to school. Because you're used to doing what you want to do on your own time. You're used to having your own fun. The only thing about it, Thanksgiving my favorite holiday. So I was happy to come home and get that food. I'm going to tell you. I ain't missing a Thanksgiving. If I miss Thanksgiving, check on me. Because I'm not missing Thanksgiving for anybody. However, you want to come home with good news. You want to be, because everybody trust and believe. When you come home for those breaks, everybody, so how's college? What you doing? What's your GPA? How's it doing? What class are you taking? Those questions are going to come. Oh my God, you done gained your freshman 15. I didn't gain my freshman 15. However, I wish I would have. But I didn't. But all these questions are questions that are going to come. This is why you need to do the work prior to college. You have all these questions answered before the first semester is even over. Oh, this is my GPA. These is what courses I'm taking. This is what I'm going to do when I get out of here. This is what I have planned. It also makes you feel good, gives you a sense of pride, gives you a sense of happiness when you can answer all these questions. Education, ladies and gentlemen, is confidence. When you can confidently speak about yourself, about your future, about your brand, when you can do that confidently, you know you at ease, feel a little better. And when life start lifing, because life gonna start lifing, I keep saying that. When life start lifing, it don't hit you as hard professionally. And when you're in high school, when you're in college, college is your profession. Now we're going to move to the juicy stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, in college, you need these. Make sure you have these, ladies and gentlemen, because those college sex is different than high school sex. You don't have to, listen, in the dorms, you may be in a dorm with all guys. You may be in a dorm with all girls. But sneaking in college dorms is a little different. I'm going to go ahead and tell you, go ahead and get you some of these. And ladies, if he can't fit these, get you another guy. Take one sip of that. That was a joke. However, it wasn't. But please be sure that you have these. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm opening this on live in case anyone sees this pack later. Still has three in here. Make sure, examine these packs. You gotta be careful. You don't want to accidentally open this, because listen, these good. Don't waste these. Fellas and ladies, examine the pack. Make sure there are no holes, no punctures, no anything, because these keep you together. Ladies, I'm gonna tell you, when I went to college my freshman year, I was embarrassed to go into the store and ask for a pack of condoms. I was embarrassed to walk up to the counter and be like, you can't hear me? I was embarrassed to walk up to the counter and say, hey, can I get a pack of condoms? So I would be like, hey, can I get a pack of condoms? I was embarrassed to say things like that. I was embarrassed, but don't be embarrassed, ladies, because I'm going to tell you, no glove, no love. Don't allow college men, and for you fellas, don't allow college women to convince you that protection is unimportant, because it is. College sex is different. Because you can practically, this is why another thing this is what I'm going to go back to, going to class and doing all your work. Don't get caught up in the sex that you laid up and you don't feel like going to class because you're in such ecstasy, because it could happen. It could happen. I didn't start having good sex until college. So if you were prior to that, feel some type of way, because I do. Ladies and gentlemen, college sex is different. Be sure that you're protecting yourself. There are going to be a lot of pregnant young ladies walking around. There are a lot of men with babies on the way walking around. There are a lot of STDs walking around. When I was in Valdosta, there was a time and a moment where there was a breakout going around. And if you were there, you know what breakout I'm talking about. I ain't gonna say, but it was like a whole group of people that had this particular STD. And it was like, oh my gosh, you got to go back and do your research of who slept with who, or oh my God, I slept with him too. This is why these are important, ladies and gentlemen. Be sure that if you are sexually active, because you never know who's sleeping with who. This is in college, this is in the real world, but in college, we're all kind of in the same circle, because the school is only but so big. 9 times out of 10, unless you're in a city with multiple campuses, multiple schools, 9 times out of 10, a few of you guys are going to be sharing partners. I'm just being honest. A few of you are going to be sharing partners, and that's just something you have to accept. Be sure that you're protecting yourselves, ladies and gentlemen. The Plan B pill does not exclude you from an STD. Get you a condom. Use it every time. Don't allow anyone to convince you that you guys are so in love and you're so exclusive that you don't need protection. You do. You do. You always need protection. Be sure that you're examining these. I would open this pack, but this is a good pack. So I'm gonna just tell you. If you can't catch on to what I'm saying based off what I'm saying, you don't need to be having sex. Open the pack, slice it from the side, take the condom out, put your finger in it so you can get that little piece out at the top. So you need that little space. Take it like this, roll it on down, like so. If it was out, it would tell you, but this is a good condom, so I'm not opening this pack. However you feel about it. Slide it down, and then you make sure that little space is at the top because you need that. That's to prevent pregnancy. That is to prevent STDs. These are things that you need to keep in mind when you are going to college, whether you're sexually active or not sexually active. You don't know when and where you'll decide to be sexually active. Be prepared. Ladies and gentlemen, fellas, fellas, keep you a pack of condoms. 3 in a pack, $6.99. Come on, listen. If he can't afford them, ladies, move around him. And I'm going to tell you, because I was the way I was in school, I didn't like to buy them. If he didn't have them, we didn't do it. That didn't last too long because eventually I got a boyfriend and take one sip. Use a condom every time, ladies and gentlemen. STDs are real. Pregnancy is real. Pregnancy and STDs are the reason why a lot of students don't last in college. You want to be able to make it through. It's hard to focus when you know you have a child at home waiting on you. And it's not to say that you can't make it, because I want to speak to those as well. If you happen to get pregnant in college, don't let that stop you. Use your child as motivation to continue to make it through, to continue to thrive and be the best so that you can be an example to your child. Let's take one step to that. I just took a sip, but let's take one step to continuing on with your education, even if things happen. When you are moving forward in school, you have to be sure to protect yourselves. Don't allow anything to stop you. Don't allow anything to keep you from getting where you need to go. I don't know what could have happened and why y'all can't hear me. Ladies and gentlemen, we are speaking about keeping forward, and I just gave you the rundown on using protection and doing all the right steps to prevent pregnancy and STDs. However, because things happen, if you just so happen to get caught up in school, if you happen to get an STD, ladies and gentlemen, you are funded by your school to use. Most colleges, campuses have a clinic that you can go to and get professionally seen. Do not be ashamed to go to the clinic. The same way I told you I was scared to go. Embarrassed to go to the counter and ask for condoms. We were, most of the time, when you contract an STD, you'll be ashamed or embarrassed to go to the clinic and get seen about. Don't let that happen. Don't be ashamed to go to the clinic and get yourself taken care of. If you just so happen to contract an STD, ladies and gentlemen, at your campus, on school, not even just on campus, after in life, if you just so happen to contract anything, be sure to take yourself to the clinic to get seen about anything that you need. Don't be ashamed to tell your doctor. Don't be ashamed to explain what you have going on and get checked out. Take your medication. Do everything that you need to do to cleanse yourself, because things happen. When you're in college, things happen when you aren't using these, ladies and gentlemen. Things happen. So you have to be sure that you're taking care of yourself. When you're in college and you're having fun and you're partying, a lot of us get this idea that we're dating someone or we're in a monogamous relationship. And glad you're tuning in. It's not the wrong subject for you. This is a subject for everyone. We all have to be sure that we are protecting ourselves. You have to be sure that you're protecting yourselves and you're prepared for everything that college is going to come with. These are post-secondary option situations that occur. in college, a lot of us aren't aware. You can actually go to the clinic at your school for anything. If you have an ear infection, if you have a stomach ache, if anything that you may possibly have, your clinic will have something for you to get it corrected. Be sure that you're going in and you're getting synced about. If you just so happen to contract an STD, like I was saying, don't be ashamed or afraid to go to the doctor and get it checked out. And I'm going to tell you, be sure to have that conversation with your partners. Don't feel obligated or embarrassed to withhold that information. They need to know that they burned you or that you burned them, because we all need to be protected and clean. And these are things you need to be aware of in college, because 9 times out of 10, ladies and gentlemen, when people mess you up, when people burn you, that's what it's called. Most don't have the respect or the courage to come to you and tell you that. So you have to be taking care of yourselves. This is why carrying protection of your own is very important in college. You have to be aware of everything that's going on with you, and it needs to be clear that you're taking care of yourselves. If you are not worried about yourself and you are not protecting your own body, you can't expect others to do the same. So right now, ladies and gentlemen, what we're going to do is we're going to jump into another commercial. Be right back. And when you walk, just walk. You want everybody to see you, because that's what you're there, your models. You are there to model whatever it is you have on. So you want them to see you. And the best way for them to see you is to have a good walk. 5, 6, 7, 8, walk. And what that does is it just teaches you how to walk easily. Hold on, go back. And turn. Here we go. There you go. Left foot. Get your head up. Watch. Make sure you smile and interact with the crowd. Feel them. There you go. Move the lips. Make sure y'all paying attention. Boom. Crowd. Pop it back. There you go. Boom. There you go. Always start on the left foot. Give me my rules is while I'm here. And you know why you got to give it to me while I'm in? Do you know why you got to give it to me while I'm there? Because I can't do nothing with them where I'm there. It's in the mind. Cultivate your mind to envision optimism. Condition your ears to listen real clear and free your mind from egoism. See how the hair keeps turning? It's turning because you're not holding it. Hold it and do this. You did it. You got your time. With your left finger, your thumb. There you go. Keep doing that. Keep doing that. Keep doing it. Grab her. Do it again. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Chitter Chatter. I'm your host, Unique with Manigault. This is season 6, episode 57. We are speaking about post-secondary options. And I just had a long conversation. That commercial that you just saw was speaking about our summer program. We teach acting, modeling, poetry, and hair braiding, ladies and gentlemen. So if you have not already, hey, Eric, is that you? Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are here. That is our summer program, and the summer program is teaching acting, modeling, poetry, and hair braiding. And what the program is about, it's about getting our kids into extracurricular activities, because you want to make sure that your children are always active, and you want to make sure that they always have a lot going on and that they're ready for everything that's going on in the world. We train actresses, models, poets, and hair braiders in our Black Girl Beauty Performing Arts summer program. The summer program has been going excellent thus far, and I'm so happy to continue on with it. So if you have not registered, we only have about 2 weeks left before the summer is over. However, you can begin in our after school program for next year. So if you're already into it, go ahead and sign up. I don't know what's going on Facebook, so you may not be able to hear me, but I'm gonna do a rerun of this entire episode because I do have you on here. Hey, it's great to have you here. I haven't seen you in a long time. Great to have you. Glad to have you here on Chitter Chatter. Ladies and gentlemen, we are speaking about post-secondary options. I already gave you guys the rundown about getting your scholarships in order, getting your money together, having your plans and your ideas together as far as academics is concerned, your majors. We have already spoken about most of the things that you need to know when you're getting ready for college. We've spoken about protecting yourselves and being prepared for everything that comes with post-secondary options, ladies and gentlemen. This goes for college. This also goes for trade school. When you are getting prepared for the next step after high school, you need to know the do's and don'ts. You need to know the roadblocks. You need to know everything that comes with, I just said something that you should tune into earlier in this episode. You need to know everything that comes with being prepared about your post-secondary options, ladies and gentlemen. Research. Do your research and get into everything that is a part of it. That preparation has a lot to do with how your journey goes. When you are prepared, when you are ready for everything that is coming your way in the near future, then your journey is a lot easier, ladies and gentlemen. When you know where you're going and you know the obstacles and everything that's coming ahead of you, you handle things a little bit differently. College is a lot easier when you are aware of what is to come. I had to let you guys know about the sexually transmitted diseases, and I had to let you guys know about the pregnancy, and I had to let you guys know about the discipline. I had to let you guys know the ugly truths about college because they're going to come. When I went to college, a lot of these things I was not aware of. I just jumped into it. I didn't know a lot of the things that were going to happen. Not the STDs. I didn't jump into that. I'm just talking about disciplining yourselves and getting to know that. However, you need to know everything that comes with that, because one thing about it, you don't understand, college broke is a little different than everywhere else. So when you're not prepared mentally and you're not prepared financially, and then life starts lifing, like I told you it will, when that begins to happen, things will change and you're on your own. And that is why you need to be prepared for everything that college has prepared for you. So that brings me to the poem of the day, ladies and gentlemen. The poem of the day: preparation. Because you need to be prepared for things that come. You need to be prepared for all the things that will happen. And if you prepare yourself, the better you prepare yourself, the better your journey will be, the easier your journey will be. It won't be Let me pour the rest of my drink before I go. Your journey will not be easy, ladies and gentlemen, but you can make it less stressful when you plan and you prepare the way you need to properly. When you get everything aligned and you prepare yourself for everything that's to come, your journey is a whole lot more easy. So that brings me to the poem of the day. Be right back. Preparation. The lack of preparation is what's killing our nation. Everyone hates to plan and most dwell in procrastination. Working the best under pressure is always the explanation. If that's the case, why is there so much frustration? You forget the little things without realization. That's the best and the quickest way to end up in a crucial situation. Preparation. It begins as a child with you learning to live by stipulations. Your parents are the ones to lay down that foundation. They get you ready for the real world with time, money, and motivation. They teach you the do's and don'ts, giving your future salvation. They lecture or punish you when they see you in stagnation. Your curfew teaches you to be on time and to respect regulations. The lessons you learn at home get you ready for life. It's preparation. When you speak on business, you must speak on education. Knowledge is the key to success, and it builds your qualifications. Never stop yearning to learn or gain new information. When you get where you're going, have all you need so you can fulfill your obligations and hold intelligent conversations with those who share your aspirations. Lay down the building blocks for success. That's preparation. Without it, you're bound to fail and face many complications, ones that could have been avoided with a little dedication to avoid procrastination. But instead we wait and we wait, but there's no justification for not meeting expectations when you had ample time and accommodations. But there was no plan, no preparation. So what is the expectation to save our nation from future damnation? It's simple. We fight the temptation to dwell in procrastination so that we can reach elevation. Lay down a plan for all explorations. The expectation to save our generation's nation is simple. It's preparation. Truth be told. And ladies and gentlemen, we are back to Chitter Chatter. This is season 6, episode 57. That was our poem of the day, preparation. Instagram, you didn't get the poem, but I'll show it to you later. But what you need to know, ladies and gentlemen, this episode was about post-secondary options. We are on our way out, and it has been an awesome episode. We've given you guys some details. We've let you guys know what is to expect when you decide to embark on those journeys. I forgot to mention, you guys, when you're doing your scholarships and you're trying to get financially stable as far as room and board is concerned, do not forget, okay, I only got a minute. Okay, that's cool. Do not forget that state tuition differs. In-state tuition is different than out-of-state tuition. So be sure if you're looking at schools out of state, you're looking at that because there are ways around that. If you move into the state that you plan on going to, I'm trying to rush before time is out. If you move into the state that you plan on going to prior to going to school, then you can build up your in-state time before you go for tuition. And there's nothing wrong with community college, ladies and gentlemen. I want to go ahead and throw that out there. We make this stigmatism that this idea that you have to go to this big prestigious college for you to be considered somebody. Now, it's nice if you happen to go to a big prestigious college, but I'm going to tell you right now, community college pay you more if you happen to, with your refund check, because that's important. So if you're building yourself up and you're getting prepared, you can go to a community college in the beginning, build yourself up, build your academics, build your credentials, and then go to the big prestigious college, and you'll have more money, you'll have more wealth, you'll have more credits. And that is all before you decide on your major. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a great night. I'm going to see you guys next week here on Chitter Chatter. We're going to be speaking, it's going to be episode 58. I haven't even made it. I'm not going to say that. We're going to be speaking about what is to come next, ladies and gentlemen. What's next? You have to prepare for everything. Tonight, we were speaking about post-secondary options. And after that, you need to know what comes after that, like getting a job. How do you do that? How do you prepare your resume? How do you do everything that comes after getting prepared and knowing the do's and don'ts? We're going to be speaking about it next week, ladies and gentlemen. Everyone have a super awesome night.